reader, Bryan. And today's topic is going to be conjoint couple readings. Now, I'm just sure my connection is secure. Receiving some technical difficulties. The connection will stay secure. So, if you're me, this is tonight's tarot live event. I'm Bryan Stafford, reader from Stafford Tarot, and today's tarot is going to be about conjoint couple reading. We're going to discuss that in just to give some time for some viewers to join me on this live event. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what we do at staffordtarot.com, some of those upcoming events to look forward to, and then we'll get that tarot talk. And then after we're that topic, we're going to offering short remote reading to anyone who shows interest in during this broadcast. If you're watching this from Facebook and you're interested to get involved in reading, excuse me. Once I get talking, my throat up. In receiving a short reading, interested in the chat, will reach you. I'm only night's readings up to 6. Reading takes about 15 minutes, so 6 readings take 4.5, which broadcasts to roughly about 2 in length. I think that's reasonable, and so I'm keeping that distance if I can, that length of time. And anyone make it into my list night's reading, I will add you to the next monthly coming up. Next monthly draw, what you is a one remote reading, which is a little different than tonight. I'm offering 6 distant remote readings. Between a distant remote reading is more one-on-one, opportunity to converse, me ask questions, reading, whereas this is a little bit one in the people only me in the chat and on the screen, and it's not as interactive as an in-person or a remote. So that being, what's new with Stafford? Well, I am always updating the website www.staffordtarot.com. That website you can find out me myself, a bit background, some questions that I get regularly. I have oracle card pulls, as well as tarot talk live event recording. My previous tarot talks have links to my original discussions podcast. Interested, you can learn all about words and the reading suggestions that I do on that website, as well as learn to do itself. They're all devoted to resources, including free video lessons. 19 lessons, and it's all available if you're interested to tackle of learning to do tarot for your. And if you want one-on-one instruction on that, I offer a workshop to do tarot, and as well, all that information is on that website, www.staffordtarot.com, where you can also check out my new product, certificates, and the information about the service offer. As well as, of course, you can see other recommendations and friends of Stafford. I do link and with other small and our local artists that are in my area that I've connected, that I appreciate their. So we that helping hand back in staffordtarot.com, and of course on that website you'll find the upcoming event announcements. Now, some of the events I'm really looking for. I am now structuring myself more weekly. Every Monday, the Soul Intention Metaphysical Supply Shop, readings as the resident and tarot reader for the check it out. I'll be offering free 1-card to anyone who would like one, and also available for those sessions. Wednesday, I'll be attending the virtual gatherings at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's happening online over Zoom. You must register, attend to receive links sent in email. Helps us avoid any insincere entry. Feel free to join us though. Individuals, check out all the at Ask a Grey Witch. And then every Tuesday, I'll be back at that Soul Intention Metaphysical in Guelph, offering those as a resident psychic into the store. Can also take advantage of different workshops that happen there, practitioners you can meet, forming into quite an amazing community of go practitioners and folks. And launching a website for coming up, so watch. Very exciting details will be mentioned on my website.com, as well as askagraywitch.com. Now, for Valentine's Day, I'll be offering conjoint couples. Anyone who's receive a conjoint, and we'll talk a little bit about our tarot talk discussion. Next free draw is happening on Monday, February 8th, 2025, up until about 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time that day. Enter the draw, and they literally cut names, throw them in a hat. I'll pull the names. 1 in 5 winners, and so that if I get 20 people interested in my draw, I'm choosing winners. I'll choose 3. I them 1 in 5 to keep the chances going, and I really don't mind repeat in those draws that they do monthly. Each of those dates available on the website Stafford Tarot. And I will be attending the Witches Market on Friday, 28th, 2005. It's going to be happening in Ontario at the Canadian Legion, and it's going to be running from 10. Very excited for the Stafford Tarot table. Really excited to get back into it, which will be starting. And then the next live event will be on Tuesday, 18th, 2012, starting at 8 p.m. similar to tonight. And the talk topic is going about frequently questions and topics in tarot. But tarot talk topic is about giving conjoint readings. So, any questions? And again, I talk about that tarot talk. I'm going to be offering 6 distant readings during this live. If you're interested to receive one of those readings, interested in the chat, watch for those names to come, add you to the list. I just to well that sometimes there are delays in the technology thing to do this broadcast. So sometimes 20 or 30 seconds by the time after you've typed the chat, and so patience with me. I will be for those messages, and if message and I don't seem acknowledging it, or if I don't seem to be, just feel free to input. I'm watching and review live at the end to make sure it's anybody, and if I do contact back and offer that for the reading. So if I miss, feel free to reach out to me as well, either through my staffordtarot.com or through bryantarotreading@gmail.com. I'm also on Google Tarot Reading, as Facebook, Instagram. So, couple reading. Absolutely, Meg. I will first reading for tonight once we. So, what is a couple reading? I'm going to talk about what is a conjoint. So, a conjoint when you read for more than energy at a time. Have to be people, but I'm going to stick with people for the sake of this discussion. So, reading to another person, reading for that other person, energy of that other person, cards with that intention, and looking into the cards. Thank you, Rhonda. Absolutely. In my list. Nice to see you. or Bill. You'll have to let me know which both names are in your name. Person. I've done event, for example, at corporate, the crowd, everyone in general, that is jointly reading the energy together. I just saw the message come up. It often represents either perhaps the spouses. There's many different types of, and I'm going to use the, it's because Valentine's Day offering conjoint couple. This week I'll be out just for the Valentine's Day, keeping the discussion focused. So when a married couple comes together, I can offer them. What it means is that each of together into the reading of discussion or their it has to be a idea on what the reading is going or question, or it can be less reading if that's what they're hoping for. I've done conjoint where there's a challenge, and so we will do those energies and to be revealed what each other, and they're usually very open, insightful, in a good way. Partner, a way of just expressing spouses, that comes out in the, it's often a reminder of all this way and the development strengths that get created within the reading. Beautiful experience for some each other better. I was invited at a wedding and did, and it was even in my subscription, in my on a specific date that you things. It was one time a room on their wedding that they could have a choice and ask a follow-up question. That is another example. Both conjointly together. Ways of doing that. Choose call. There are certain spreads where certain cards represent the other spouse or partner. It's both of them together. Example of that would be there's something that they wanted to work. Would suggest looking at the ground can be focused. Say a project that they're a goal that they both have I could do that. I could focus on the energy of give the messages. That's a reading that there is. Third kind that I don't people I have permission for when a relationship can't be do that with permission. Will I draw in the permission to read them? But I have one of the couple to do the reading with, and that has gone really well. About the reading after, and then see where the insight and experiences each time. I mean, your can be very, because what you're really oh, thank you for that, Meg. I or if it's just you, but the audio seem to be having some tech. Hopefully that will strengthen. If I do the live, so just watch. Won't happen. 2.5, almost 3 the monthly, and through the glitches as we can. Me at any time that I to write in the chat. That may be annoying. Appreciate people coming to and just sharing. I'm happy to help out. Words, please feel free to do that. So far about what I covered about what I'm referring to reading of conjoint organization or a business, or they had the same goal or to do a conjoint reading. A conjoint is really involving joint reading where people are to be very it's really about focus. So let me know if I can be heard. Hear me? For if the audio it's hard for me viewer, that would be amazing. Right into those if anyone else otherwise that you're ready for the topic you'd like me to focus on, I can be aware. Otherwise, often when readings are left general or what come out, let me see if I can just take my settings here and see if I can. Okay, that may freeze up for just the connection. What I've done is so hopefully if that gets better or if it's so I really hope I can be heard. Oh, Meg, question or topic in general. Quite often need to hear or what show and what you're looking for from them. And I'm really hoping it's not too. I always start deck, and that's just gonna let Meg, and then opportunity to ask, or it can be left general. General, the messages that you. But I always like to leave it up. Want to refine what they're looking for. Thank you, Meg. Leave it general, and I appreciate it. I do hope it gets better. Pentacles. The card looks like this. And what's the end goal? The path. What do you person is in their family pet? This is how their future, and this is putting it together to make. And that's what I see for you, the way that you'd like it to be. Get to that vision, it's the way that you have to or get through in order. That end goal is obtained. That. So just keep that loose hope, that path, and eventually that vision, that goal. There's some work to. Let me know your general reading, and we'll just look at how the messages you need to hear. Interesting cards. They are all. That just means that this is more. That the first thing that's cups. The wand is usually looks like this, holding up their own with represent the action. Actions are up against these sort of the feeling of actions and supportive. You're finding grounding. For me, is not only the brick are really illuminating in his grasp and is secure, they're grounded, and that's now with these two to be financially other people's actions, get a little bit of a sense of challenge that they need to be prosperous, actions up against. You can't win for trying up because there is going through that process. Reversed is up. I think that the decisions you could have made, I chose differently. You've either stopped that on this this card, and or is about finding that sense that you want to be emotional grounding. You're saying, what if you're not? It is. I think you're down this road. I'd like to extend back, if I may. Heart chakra. Here, my heart chakra. Ourselves from a heart. Apply that to this reading for yourself. And charge the cards with that. Intuitively feel like I should that the cards are and two suits. Put them in the order that they can message. This would be like, and the first card on, don't there's and that can be, it almost feels like, but the feeling of the of something negative, positive, and so you, if it brings development in some way, I'm on the wrong track there. Not, it's this way, it's about walking down the beach as if he's there could be something that needs to be done moving on. But either way, this card not moving on. Next. Now this is a numerology and the communication, it's off, and that's what this, and when it's this sadness and isolation, finding your empowerment, to process, that's the feeling, you to note that this is acknowledged by other people, feel is up against you. In the original reading, as long as you support yourself, you're doing and why you're doing it, and leads us to the detail. thing about this is the strength in something that we, and it leading up to its messages in terms of getting through that sadness element in yourself. Apology is often that number in terms of that being the teacher, no longer. Detached card comes out. It's cutting cords. If you're, it's about going through the doorway that doesn't serve you. Doing that process, but you need to these two cards bookending it's leading to a positive outcome. Some sort of balance being created, one without the other, on this growth and development. This was helpful, Meg. Let me. Yes, I'm going to just, and then I'm going to move on to. Let me know. And I do hope that the messages audio on the video wasn't too. See your message there. You're still on the call. Let me. Topic you'd like me to. Since you are a couple reading tonight, I'll talk topic. Both of you, if you have separate questions. Oh, I do apologize. You'll get more clear. Signal, but the connection. A general reading, absolutely. Energy I'm connecting with. Card impression pull from this deck in the moment, or then I will move to. So, or am I doing separate reading? Just let me know. Watching and interested in. Right, interested in the chat. Did set myself up a little where I did and so there's a scheduled 11 over the months that attracts enough people, but this month I decided I would do more connect with how many people, how this goes now. Problems of the choppiness of Rhonda, I will do it together. Rhonda and Bill. Well, this is going to be one card energetically in the moment. Yes, thank you, Rhonda. I do hope this makes sure that I'm not cut off. What I get for you both is this is the way it looks. It did tells me is that you two are using some new way to feel or realizing it. Represent emotion in tarot being shown in the depiction of something is brand new or presented, and what you're there's now if it was the way you feel, not staying emotionally the same, or the emotion that's involved, of a new emotion in terms of this feeling. Let me know if start with that general reading. 3-card pull. Look at how those cards speak for both of you. It's understood, or you can't, that we're experiencing. Just connecting. Feels heavy. Really interesting. I'm just going to talk about that. Arcana. Pentacles. This generosity. The a generous and looked at as being fair. Other stories, so no worries. What I see this for you, I think you're very considerate to each other. This balance, not necessarily getting a sense that even though it's prosperity, but more about health, that this is a balance between about caring, the impression. I also see is than you can carry. Too many wands for their like, either by the look on their face. And so you can see here with the 10 overloaded with the amount of, and so I see this for more than you can handle. Overload. Know that the advice that comes asks and you work. By the time you get, you did some and you don't have as many, then looking at, keep that in mind because of the next card. More important message first. When it's reversed, it really means somebody who feels See that by the expression on his face. He's not concerned as possible given his in some way. Waiting to be rescued, which is the way it came out for you. He does kind of feel stuck. That stuck. Realize what needs to be done. No longer stuck, and you're just some way. And so, being able to prove or understood or way. Does that make sense for you? It's between yous, taking on together, and I just in this overall with the pentacles here, there are important to point out both have the right mindset. The messages that actions what you needed for yourself tells me is that you probably have the right way, and these other areas, but the being taken advantage of. If it's generous, so just watch for that. If this is the reason why you're people, that could be do you. I think card that would make sense. You wouldn't be so I hope that that's the right track here, Bill, and further into this reading, narrowed down which I'm thinking this, and it gives great interactions that are taking that to your reading of like the type of makes sense. Okay, thank you. I really of the reading right from the beginning of what you need, the messages you need to hear to refine that, to explain interesting have come out. It's really, even though they are separate, that I'm just gonna go. This is the comparison card. To see bark to bear, but it's really about our strong differences each other or a complement. So this plant has qualities this plant doesn't have, and I think that what's coming, Oh, like there's a difference, and yet you grow. It's not necessarily about understand having from, and that's the feeling I are being uh, to where the other person is coming. I think what this card is highlighting up, and the source card is what is your source, is where you both complement each source. I think you have a similar energy between you two. That's probably where you complement. You get this. I don't want to call so much support that others, and this is it represents community, um, family. It can mean those connections, reaching out. This card that it's with the people around. Bring this. I really, because even though you're going necessarily challenges with throws us what, and I just see in terms of the energetic, making sure that you see not there are different ways of looking back to the beginning and realization of emotion. This could be based on something that's hectic or challenging. Bring on new emotions before really the best where we work through those and real they're first, and say that because of this card, your needs first. That's when you can track. Different sometimes different perspective that we're taking, and so just understand and understand your emotion, like you two have that problem. You are very connected, focused, and determined. That reaching out at Rhonda, or comments, or if any messages to appear. technical problems. Or I also can't. Anyone else who's watching tonight, just let me know. Right. Rhonda and Bill for Dan that. I just appreciate this resonates. The decks. In a read to receive one. And I really appreciate Ron being able to joint reading together. Both of you combine, separate those we're feeling individually. Reading session. Said where it can be helpful, change your perception and connect with the messages, interactions with each other. I believe people get making those connections, how we can, where we and with each other. For joining me tonight. I will be reviewing, and just to make sure that I have that the technical problems, well, not sometimes, I didn't receive the messages after the fact. Reached out to those in opportunity for. Appreciate meeting everyone. So great to see you, Bill, and getting together again. Like I mentioned soon, and I'll be involved. Announced, and I believe there's been new announcements. We're really excited and looking forward. Check out the changing our structure this year. Assistant to be at my and some of the things that I've intuitive reading envelope, meditative cards that were done, that the 3-card, the method detailed in those. They can be purchased at the Stafford. I'm going to have divination tools and really exciting. I'm really events and markets. I can't session, and so that. So I'm really seeing everyone at the markets. Ontario also mentioned metaphysical shop street, all that information staffordtarot.com for the new soul intention, but check that out. For joining me, I really appreciate. I will and will be happy. And on that p.m. similar to frequently in tarot readings. On your calendars, I will reminding people know and understand that alive. Trying things differently, seeing how by making our mistake. Rectify this one. And wishing you